I've heard all that the way in which you sort of consumer tested some of your jokes by bringing people in. I heard you talking about that this morning, right? Bringing people in, and if they didn't laugh, they say it wasn't funny.
Right.
I would like to know, is it true about Hollywood comedy writers that they sit around writing these hilarious, the kind of thing you're just talking about, and then somebody says, that's funny, or that's not funny? Nobody ever laughs?
Nobody. I am not very friendly, you know. I am friendly with Woody Allen and Dick Cavett and the whole group of us. And we were once at a dinner, and it was Dick and Woody and my husband and me and Marshall Brickman, who writes with Woody. Yeah. And we were all sitting at a table telling jokes and going, that's very funny. That's a good one. You know, nobody thinks to laugh. It's your business. Yeah. That's really funny.
6 out of 10 on that one.
I think that's just funny. Yeah, that's funny. I mean, it's, you're so busy thinking of it all the time as a writer that you never laugh.
The producer of the movie.
My husband.
Is your husband?
Yeah.
Now, I've heard so many Edgar jokes from Joan Rivers that I
never
first of all,
against Edgar. Always against me.
Edgar is not a hero of American folklore.
Yes, yes, yes. If they listen closely.
I listen closely.
I am always the fool, not Edgar. On my wedding night, he went to make love with the lights on, and I said, you shut that car door. I am always the idiot, never Edgar. Never Edgar. If you don't, the bus driver will, is the end of that joke. But, never my... If I married an idiot, I'd be an idiot. I am always the idiot. Nobody listens.
Who ate the canapes on your wedding night?
Oh, I don't know. He wasn't around. He took one look at me and said, let me help you with the buttons. And I said, I'm naked. And he left. And, so I sat with the bellhop and... But my husband's English. He's very conservative, Edgar.
Look at Fiona.
No. I'm the idiot. See, never him.
I'm trying to think of some. Edgar,
stop and think. Everyone says, they come up to him in a restaurant. Now, Edgar wears a tie at all times. Do you know what I mean? I mean,
oh, yeah, I used to do that.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I had to break the habit.
Yes, it's very hard.
Cold turkey, I did it right on television.
You just took it off and never wore them?
Right.
Ever? But mostly.
If the Queen were on.
Yes, sure hurt me some more. All right. You know, we were on the
Queen of England, not the Queen of Comedy.
Or many other
Never mind.
queens
Yes, right.
But, let's
for them, not a tie, a face mask.
Perhaps. But, or just a little Anita Bryant pin that we could all spit on.
Yeah.
But anyhow, that's another one I'm crazy about. When her kid loses a tooth, who's going to show up? Has she ever figured that out? But anyhow, stupid lady. But anyhow, what were we talking about? See, I get all upset with Anita Bryant.
About how Edgar wears a tie. I don't know why it became so important that Edgar wears a tie.
Because you don't, but he still wears a tie. And people will come up to him in a restaurant and say, hey, she gives it to you. You know what I'm saying? And this poor man is so dignified and so elegant, and he just takes it. He goes, yes, ha, ha, ha. And then that's, you know, it's very hard for him sometimes. Yeah. So you're waiting for a joke. There's no joke.
Yeah.
When I talk about my husband, there's no joke, because he's terrific. Speaks beautifully.
You...
No, you know, he speaks the accent you hear around here. He has the English accent. Hello, hello, hello. You know.
Yeah.
Also, the place that you're using for a billboard for your own name and the title of your movie has got to be the most referred to piece of anatomy in the history of American comedy.
Yes.
Your bosom.
Yes, my bosom, because I have nothing, and it's the first time anybody's ever looked at it with interest. And it's a thrill at this age, Peter, because I have no, you know, boobies, as we've often talked about. I wear an A cup and I take a tuck, and one has to know thyself. And that's it, right? And I played with Dolly Parton, if you know what I'm telling you.
Yeah. Who led?
She kept saying, my shoes on, just check, just check. You can be very vicious and say yes and no and get her just crazy. What do you mean? But she's got a good body, you know.
Do you ever get spanked for the subject of your humor?
Oh, no. I think if you can't laugh at everything, you're in terrible trouble. I just think I am so tired of people saying, you can't laugh at that. If you don't laugh, my dear, you're just going to be dead. I mean, that's it. I laugh at everything. Everything. Otherwise, how does one get through life?